I'm Mehta, editor-in-chief of BreakingDefense.com. This is Ashley Roque. She's our Army reporter. We're here to break down the upcoming AUSA conference here in Washington, the Association of the U.S. Army, the biggest defense show in the U.S. every year. Ash, let's start with the top. What are some of the big themes that we're expecting to hear about at this conference?
So definitely world events are sort of going to top the chart, whether it's Ukraine, the Middle East. So probably broadly starting going there. And then some of the tech challenges, what the Army is looking for, taking lessons from those two areas and potentially applying it to a situation in the Indo-Pacific region. Sort of related is the Army's big push for transformation and contact, which is rolling out equipment quicker, sort of like circumventing the traditional acquisition process by having soldiers tested early, whether they're in the U.S. or in the field, Middle East, to see what's going to work, what doesn't work. So that's another one. Another big push is the Army's network. Struggled in the past, still struggling. They're trying C2 Next. So you could hear a lot of talk about the network and connecting everything together. And bases, air defense, definitely going to be a top one.
Yeah, and of course those all tie back into, as you said, regional things that we're seeing, right? Lessons from Ukraine, lessons from Israel and Gaza, concerns about China. This all ties together.
100%.
All right. So practically then, what might this look like? I mean, budget-wise, let's say, how's the Army going to try to get at these things?
So everything is still a little bit of a question mark. We're still waiting on Congress to approve the FY25 defense bill, which will provide programming dollars for everything.
Right.
At the same time, they're under a CR, but a new administration.
Right.
Set that aside. The Army is, they've sort of crafted their FY26 to 30 5-year budget plan, talking with higher ups at DoD and then also with the White House. But what I'm hearing, air defense, going to definitely continue to be a priority for the Army going forward. Things like EW. But then you have UAS, definitely drones are going to be a hot topic, and especially the Army's push to sort of broadly group things together so that if they decide that they want to pivot away from one program to another, that they sort of have a flexible spending pot to do that without going back to Congress to ask for permission.
And the idea here is something that we've heard about from even some congressional panels saying it doesn't make sense anymore to have a program line for each, say, UAS. Let's just have a pot of money for UAS and let the services figure out how they want to spend it so there's more flexibility there.
That's the idea in theory. See how that shakes out down the road.
Yeah, some questions there. One other thing there's questions about, obviously, is the upcoming election. As we sit here a couple weeks out, unclear how any, the houses, the Senate, the presidential is going to actually shake out. As a result, we might see a little bit of a damper on announcements. We certainly saw that at AFA, the Air Force version of this show a couple of weeks ago, a kind of hesitancy to make any forward-leaning proclamations, let's say. I mean, do you expect that to be an issue here as well?
It seems like it's not going to be full of policy changes, earth-shaking announcements. Generally not anyways for the show. But regardless, I mean, there's a new administration coming in January. There will be fresh blood on either side. So sort of treading water, keeping things going, and see how everything shakes out. And that's going to have decisions on everything from policy to actually what the budget is when it is unrolled sometime in 2025.
That's right. All right, that doesn't mean there's not going to be news, though, and we should say we're going to have the whole Breaking Defense team there. The nice thing about a show this big is there's always stuff happening, whether it's from the industry side, at panels, roundtables. Ash has a number of very interesting stories that'll be popping out at the start of the week. So obviously, I say keep at BreakingDefense.com to watch all the stories. We're also going to be doing videos wrapping up each day, so you get some live action from that. Please stick with us. It's going to be a wild ride. It always is. Till then, I'm Mehta. Thanks for watching.